Hi, I'm John Tabler. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about why you should eat bread, and not just any bread, but sourdough bread. You know, bread has been a staple of life for mankind for all of time, and in the last 50 years or so, it's become the opposite for people. It's become almost a poison for many people, and they can't eat it, whether it's from celiac problems, gluten intolerance, or they just don't really know what causes the problems with them. People have stopped eating it. I'm going to show you something that's just amazing, and it has to do with fermentation, because there's so many reasons why people cannot eat the bread. It has denatured flour, they'll have gluten intolerance, celiac problems, but one of the big ones is the poisons that they put on it in the field. The farmers put something called glyphosate on the grain in the field, and they also put another poison on it in storage that was just recently outlawed. And I'm going to show you the amazing thing that actually completely wipes that out and degrades it. That's very not known to many people at all, but I'm going to show you a scientific study. But I want to first show you that this is from a Healthy Traditions article. Glyphosate is in 80% of our food supply in the U.S. and may well be the most toxic chemical ever approved for commercial use, according to some scientists. Scientists now link glyphosate to kidney disease, antibiotic-resistant bacteria, inflammatory bowel disease, obesity, depression, ADHD, autism, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, ALS, multiple sclerosis, cancer, and just the list goes on, pretty much linking it to every bad thing that happens to human beings. And the reason why farmers put that on their crops is a couple. One, it's for weed control. It says right here there's two reasons why a farmer wants to use it. It's for late season weed control. The other is where there's late season snow in northern regions such as the Dakotas. They actually put it on there to kill the plant so that they can actually harvest it sooner. And that seems very odd, but then once they harvest it and they take it to the tall towers you see throughout the Midwest called grain elevators, and then it goes on trains and goes into longer term storage, they put another chemical on it to keep bugs from getting to it and completely destroying the crop, and that's called chlorpyrifos. And from the EPA site, you'll see that it says chlorpyrifos has been used as a pesticide since 1965 in both agriculture and non-agricultural areas. On February 28, 2022, all chlorpyrifos tolerances will expire pursuant to the final rule. They have finally outlawed it after 40 years of using it. It took them that long to figure out the problems that it was causing in kids and in adults, and so now they've completely outlawed it. But you can bet that they'll be putting another poisonous substance on the grains that hasn't been tested yet for all those years, because they have to keep the bugs off of it, and they didn't all just go natural and figure out natural ways to do that. And so what do you do when that's on the grains and it ends up in every product at the store, like cereals, breads, and everything? You can't wash it off. It's already been sprayed on there. Imagine taking a bug spray and spraying your grain, and then, you know, it wouldn't be, of course, in that amount, but it's enough to keep a bug from getting on it in storage. And so the amazing thing, the amazing God-given thing that is in, has been put in grains and have the ability to do this is fermentation. And I want to show you this study. This is a study from PubMed, and it's called Biodegradation of Chlorpyrifos by Lactic Acid Bacteria during kimchi fermentation. And kimchi is much like sauerkraut, and lactic acid bacteria is the same bacteria that makes sourdough, makes cheese originally. When you do cheese, make it like that. When you make sauerkraut and other fermented vegetables. And it basically says that we examined the role of microorganisms in the degradation of the organophosphorus insecticide chlorpyrifos during kimchi fermentation. So what they did is they started a kimchi fermentation, which again is like sauerkraut, and they added chlorpyrifos to it and then watched what would happen. It says during the fermentation of kimchi, 30 milligrams of chlorpyrifos was added and its stability assayed during fermentation. Now here's the amazing thing. Chlorpyrifos was degraded rapidly until day 3. 83.3% of it was completely degraded by day 3, and then degraded completely 100% by day 9. And then they go on to describe the different bacteria that will have the ability to do that. But basically, a full spectrum probiotic like that can completely wipe out chlorpyrifos, which is a very harsh toxic chemical, and it completely made it disappear. This is amazing because there'd be no way to wash it off or clean it. But fermentation is so much more than making a loaf of dough rise. You can get air from a lot of things. You could put baking soda, baking powder in with an acid. You probably saw maybe when you were a little kid when they'll put vinegar and baking soda together and it foams up. That's why baking soda was used in bread, to add air and made it a little more fluffy. But the fermentation process is something completely different. This is something that unlocks the nutrients, destroys the lectins and the plant defenses against predators, which unlocks the nutrients. It completely degrades the gluten and makes all the amino acids in that protein assimilable into your body. And now you see that it has the complete ability to wipe out poisons and toxins that are on the grain in the flour, and completely wipe that out so you're not putting that into your body, which would infer that it has the ability to detox your body also with these probiotics in your body. This is amazing, an amazing thing, and something that you should know so that you always add this to your diet. For many people, this has become a trendy, interesting, kind of fun thing to do, but this is a necessary thing to do. Everyone should be eating the staff of life, which is bread and grains, but they need to be fermenting them so it wipes out all the poisons and makes the nutrients assimilable and restores health to people. And this is an amazing process, again, that's put there in nature, a God-given thing that will make this food, no matter what's happened to it, completely nutritious for you and safe and clean. And so I wanted you to see that. Like and subscribe down below. I'm going to come back and show you many other things that fermentation does, but I wanted to touch on this and let you see this very quickly. So I'll see you next time.